Hello.
I'm Ernie Pack.
Why don't you just introduce me?
That's Denise Pack. We're Packman Paranormal.
You
For
always
those
just
of you who,
point me like.
well, it's your turn
talk
to
to
talk. When I do that,
Well,
it means it's
that's the
your
only time
cue.
I get it.
That's how we do that in the business.
That's the only time I get to talk is when you let me introduce myself.
You seem to find time to say enough. Anyway, folks, hello and welcome to the show. We have kind of been sporadic with these Sunday night shows. This was supposed to be our show this past Sunday night. We got caught up in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Put your comments up there. You can't
Give
do
me
this
a
without
second.
me,
There's
can you?
there's Kim and there's Eric
Yeah, you wouldn't know that if you wouldn't put them comments up there.
and there's Lisa and Brad.
Yeah.
There's people here. So anyway, we got caught up in Gallatin, Tennessee Sunday night with a ragtag bunch of people. Todd and Leanne SQ and Beth Allen. Anyway, that was no. We got caught up down there hanging out with family and
Excuse me.
and we're
I'm
running
allergic to
late
Ernie.
and couldn't make it back to Louisville in time to do the show.
I
So
think I'm allergic to you.
our guests, Greg and Shar, were kind enough. I'm trying to do a show here.
I'm allergic to you.
Our guests were kind enough to say, hey, we can come back and do this another time. So here we are doing it at this time. And I want to go ahead and bring them in right now so that maybe you'll have someone else to harass. Here's the lovely and talented Shar. And look at that. That right there, that's not Greg Bakun, folks. That is not him.
He can only aspire to look that good,
yes,
right?
yes.
The romance lives on.
Look at that. There he is.
Hey, there's Brian Murray. Hey, Brian.
Hello, Brian Murray. How are you, sir? Anyway, so welcome to the show, folks. We have been meaning to do this for a few days now, but things keep getting pushed back, and we still can't tell all the details. So, do you guys want to take the lead and talk at all about what we're here for tonight, or you want me to do that?
They're just gracious you're letting them speak.
I wasn't expecting that actually tonight at all. So
They're both on the spot.
I knew I would have actually warmed up my vocal cords, but
I know Shar's been doing readings, and Greg's probably just been sitting there eating or something.
I think pretty much. That is exactly what's been going on, and it shows. So Shar,
Yeah.
this is
So we're
going well.
here.
This reminds me of my radio show, actually.
No, actually, folks, what we're here to announce is that on June 3rd,
Saturday,
which is a Saturday, we're going to do a paranormal workshop at Waverly Hills Sanatorium, the world famous Waverly Hills Sanatorium, with Greg and Shar. They're going to be doing some presentations. For those of you who know about Greg, he does some stuff.
I do some
But
stuff.
Char's a great psychic medium, a Reiki master. She's the owner of Charvinity.com. She's a paranormal researcher. The first time we met Char, she came and took a tour at Waverly Hills, and we were lucky enough to be her guides that night. But no, seriously, Greg is the host of Ghostbox Radio and does the Ghostbox Live podcast. He investigates all over. He gets
an anal probing from the aliens every once in a while.
Yeah, well,
there is that. I was trying to leave that out, but
I mean, they don't leave it out. So,
but anyway, they're going to be doing a paranormal workshop. We're going to be talking a little bit about the history of Waverly Hills. We're going to be giving a tour, lunch, just an all-day hangout and have a good time, meet and greet, and kind of roam the building and see what Waverly has to offer. It's going to be a fun day. We can't give all the details just yet because they all haven't been put in
Hopefully
stone.
we'll have details on ticket sales by the weekend.
Yeah, that's
cost, and I'm thinking that the plan is to have 2 tiers, like a general admission and a VIP. Once again, those details aren't confirmed of exactly how that's going to work, but hopefully all that'll be. But mark your calendars for June 3rd.
June 3rd, going to be a great time. It's
during the day. It's like 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. What we're
9
hoping. So that's, once again, that's not set in stone, but it is a daytime event.
yes. And in the morning, we're going to have coffee and donuts.
Lunch will
not
be
those
served.
bougie, expensive donuts Char wants, unless she wants to buy the dang thing.
He
like
did look.
$40 a dozen. for
Char,
that
we're going to
junk.
have to take you privately to North Lime. I don't think we can buy that many dozen for that.
No, I wasn't aware that it was that much for a dozen donuts, but I will take my own dozen donuts.
As payment, as compensation.
We
for
are
your
going to take you and
services.
get you a Red Yeti, though. We're going to get you a Red Yeti.
So anyway, we're looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. This is our first Packman Paranormal event at Waverly.
Brad.
Yeah, very important. Brad, of course, Brad. We'll have a VIB level as well. That will come with some different perks. Again. Go ahead and sneeze.
I'm going to go get
rude
it because
person.
Brad.
There's Leanne Eskew right there.
Brad mentioned the hammer. I'm just going to. Is that still in that box? In there?
It's in there by the TV, by Darby's TV. So, are you guys looking forward to this?
Yeah, I am so excited. I'm really excited to get back to Waverly. I'm excited that things have turned around. Things are moving in the right direction, but I'm really honored that you guys are asking us to do this completely. And quite honestly, I'm so excited to like spend time with you guys. I mean, this is like, it's all just amazing. I'm so excited.
Well, we always have a good time when we're together. I mean, we had that time at Waverly, and then, gosh, I guess the only other time besides that we hung out at all was in Vegas at the Paracon last year.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, and yeah, that was amazing. Everything went well with that.
That was a fun.
2 thumbs up. Wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to you.
Hello, Squatch Man. Squatch Man's watching right now. Greg
Man. We
Yost.
need to tell a Squatch Man.
June 3rd,
June
after
3rd.
our event, would you take these folks to the forest?
We were wanting to come get you, and all of us go to the
Leave them
forest.
there.
There it is. Just throw it on, put him on the spot right here on the podcast.
Greg has no Squatch Man Greg Yost. He has no problem telling us no.
No.
Brad made me a Thor hammer. It needed to be it needed to be bigger.
Let me see that.
It means he's not worthy. It just
There's
means
Steve Getzinger.
means you're not worthy. That's all that means.
Greg, you've never been to Waverly, have you?
I have not. No, I've been waiting for a while now, so I'm happy that that we can do that. But I was thinking that we could rename the event, perhaps like the Ernie Expo. But you know that kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit.
It really does.
The only thing that will roll
definitely
off
sell
the tongue.
tickets.
Yeah.
Speaking
We
of,
could use that photo for the promos.
that'd be like the big thing coming up the hill. You know where we hung our banner going up the hill.
Yeah,
to
just
our
hang that
events?
over the road.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
like constipated. You know, I mean, it's kind of like the start of a commercial there, but yeah.
See, he went there with it. I didn't think he'd go there.
Yeah, well, here I am.
There he is.
Here I am.
Lord.
You know why I'm worthy to hold this?
She's got her Thor
I
slippers
got my
on.
Thor slippers on. Look.
And they've got a cape. And you've got big long hairs hanging off your slippers. Thippers. Your thippers. What are thippers? Anyone that knows what a thipper is,
There's Beth.
please chime in the chat.
Beth.
Beth is in the house.
Hey, Beth.
Joanne Stewart. But no, I'm anxious to get you into Waverly, Greg, with your communications that you get through the Ghost Box and the various ITC devices that you use. I think you're going to really have a blast in there.
I can't wait. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. So no, I'm super excited. And all kidding aside, I am just I'm honored, quite frankly, that you two had asked us to be a part of this. I mean, Char's a no-brainer, but I was really excited that you included me with that too.
Well, apparently you're her chauffeur,
There
and
is
she
that,
was gonna be in town
we
anyway.
kind of had no choice.
So it's like,
Greg.
well, we didn't want to pay a driver because she's kind of a diva, and she said she,
I am her official deciphering of text messages and messages that she sends out to people, because she might get a word right out of
Translator.
50, and you have to kind of figure out what's being said, and like letters that don't have any, like, they're not next to each other. They're not. I mean, it's just
No.
like, is
Just
that
random.
Christmas? I mean, yeah.
I get it. I
He
totally
is
get it.
my interpreter for sure.
Yeah,
No,
I have a little decoder ring that I use, and like, oh, okay, that's what that says, I think. So.
That's awesome. That's
No,
awesome.
I'm excited for Greg to get to meet Sarah in person, because you've met her so much outside of there.
I have, and I mean, it's really cool, and it still amazes me when you two are around, when I do my ghost box sessions, that we get her, and we know. I mean, you all know, because you've had a lifetime with her. Basically, for me, it's really exciting because you could always tell the voice. The voice is always the same when it comes through, and you're like, okay, that's Sarah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think you've gotten to the point where you
recognize
probably
it too?
recognize it now because we pointed it out.
Absolutely. Well, and also, I mean, sometimes she shows up before you do. Like we'll hear her and be like, that sounds like Sarah, and then you two pop up, and like, okay, there we are. That makes sense.
That's why she came through.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, the first time that after Denise and I got together, the first time we had one of those weird kind of experiences like that, we were helping host an event at Rosemont. And we were supposed to be showing off this beautiful southern mansion in Tennessee, Rosemont, and talking about the spirits there and everything. And we started getting activity on the REM pods and the millimeters and everything. And so we turned on the spirit box and we said, who's here with us? And Sarah. And we were like, is this Sarah from Waverly? Yes.
It's like, that's incredible.
Okay, Sarah, could you let some of the Rosemont spirits speak, please?
Was it like, no?
But no, she does. She comes through for us just about any place we're at. It's pretty amazing.
We've gotten to the point, like over in the chat, Todd Eskew, Leanne Eskew, Beth Allen, they're all part of our parafam, our really close, good family, and she stays with them as well. She pops up for them quite frequently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So-
They come. They spend the night here a lot of times when they're in town, and they'll wake up with her by the bed or something.
Or see her in the living room. Well, Todd was actually in Tennessee sick one night, and he woke up feeling somebody patting on him, and he opened his eyes, and Sarah was standing above him, patting his shoulder.
Well, and that's one of the things that like we talk about all the time when we do our classes and stuff. But I think people sometimes outside of the group that like is listening, and our friends and your friends and our peers, the idea that you can create strong bonds with spirits and create relationships that are as strong as any other that you can possibly have, and it's hard for people sometimes to get their head around that. I think if they don't get it, they don't experience it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it was very evident when I was there on the tour with you guys how connected she was. Like it was funny because at first she was testing it out, and then as soon as she realized that I could say more than yes and no, it was game on. It was like full on, like I couldn't get it.
The floodgates open, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of plays around to where she has to figure out who's safe, because she spent so many years not feeling safe with so many people saying the wrong thing, and we can honestly say that now part of the tour, the training manual for the tour guides now has Sarah's story in it.
Oh,
So
nice.
Another accomplishment.
that's wonderful. That's oh, I'm gonna cry.
that's how I felt the first time I heard that.
That was what it was all about. That's how it all started.
We just wanted to tell her story. We made a promise to her, and now it's actually part of the training manual for tour guides at Waverly. So
that's fantastic. I love that so much. I can't wait to talk to her again there.
Yeah. Well, Sarah is very special to us, but that entire building is full of great people.
Right.
There are so many stories of that place, and on the tours, even if you do a private overnight and you get the extended version of a tour, you're not going to hear a tenth of the stories of that place.
Sure.
We just kind of try to pull out what we can
We
squeeze
pulled the
in.
main characters that we know into the tour because you got to narrow it down. But as many
Edit for time.
hours as we've
Right.
spent in that building, we've got so many stories. And I mean, there have been nights, in true paranormal investigation form that we have been in there all alone all night, not had a single thing, not even seen a shadow. It happens.
Joanne's asking, can you take a picture of that part and send it in my messenger?
We will, Joanne. Let me do that after we're done here because I'll get sidetracked and lose what I'm
part's
trying
she
to
talking
do.
about?
502. I'm assuming you mean where Sarah's at.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
But anyway, so that's going to be June 3rd, and it's going to be a great time.
Joanne, I can actually send you a picture of Sarah. I just thought about that. I've got a picture I can send you of her.
And we just can't, I mean, you guys say you're honored that we asked you. Well, you guys helped us a lot. Yeah, we can send her, if nothing else, that TFIL tour. But where was I at before that happened?
I don't know what.
Oh, you were talking about how honored you were to be asked. Well, we were honored and blessed that both of you guys, Shar, a lot of folks don't know this. We do. Shar was donating, what was it, 10 or 15% of sales?
From the
it was $10 off a $15 sale.
Yeah.
So what is that, like 75%?
Out of a $15 sale of her little ghost necklaces, which we both have those.
We have them hanging in there on our dresser.
They're in there. We just threw some clothes on real quick for the podcast, or we'd have had them on right now.
We threw on these special shirts for a reason, though. We got to talk about that in a minute. But finish what you're saying. But
Shar helped us spread the word. She donated a big chunk of money to her cause, to our cause, through her sales of the necklaces and just by helping us spread the word. That helped raise a lot of funds. Greg has been supportive since day one. He
spread the word as
helped us spread the word. He's a tightwad. He didn't really. No, he did. He donated to the GoFundMe. He showed me verification of that the last time we talked.
I think that's the part that everyone should know, that I had to prove it. I couldn't just say it. I had to do a screen grab because, Ebenezer Scrooge over here, just like, well, you didn't.
I don't remember you sending me.
Yeah, wow. I was like, no. Here, let me go back through years of email to prove to you.
But anyway,
you know what the best part of that is I'm glad I found it, because part of me was like, maybe I didn't actually donate.
Hello,
Jan. Jan is someone who we met out at the Vegas Paracon as well. She helped us out with our booth, and
Todd said it's okay. I have to prove everything.
Right.
Yeah. Jan had met us just that day at the Paracon out in Las Vegas, and their booth was right beside us. She was like, well, what are you guys here for? And she found out what we were there for, and she would man our booth so we could take a break, so we could walk away and get food. She jumped right on the bandwagon and was selling our merchandise for us and
telling people about everything that was going on. She's a great person. We talk to her all the time.
Everybody over here was very.
I mean, there's a lot of great folks. Hello, Molly. Molly says Shar and Greg are the best. I really like Shar, Molly. No, Greg's a good guy too, I guess.
I think you need to make some kind of like little doll or something in these clothes. Is this leather or pleather you're wearing? I can't really tell, but some sort of.
You probably couldn't afford it
with the Dolph Lundgren haircut. That this would be.
Yeah.
Please.
And like Lisa says, folks, this is a workshop. Greg and Shar are fantastic teachers.
Jan
They're a lot of fun.
Coming to see us in October or November.
Well, you just say when, Jan, and we'll get a room ready for you at our new haunted house.
What are you looking at me for? Y'all, I just want to
She's
say,
got to do it.
is that eyeliner? Jan just said, is that eyeliner?
Sure is.
That was
It
Hold up, Rick.
Jan.
sure is.
There's a whole series of photos that were done in that getup. That was a photo shoot for the ages right there.
Yeah.
Believe me.
It's signed. It's signed by you.
Yeah, it is. To my biggest fan, Greg.
Yeah, it sure does say that.
It
That's exactly what it says. I cannot lie. I think the lettering is starting to fall off because I've don't take this the wrong way. I've been holding it for too long. Because I've ever since you got it, it's appeared almost on everything I've done. So
You'll have to get you a new one, Greg.
right.
Maybe bring your camera when you come up.
Todd said, didn't we just talk about that already?
Lord. So anyway,
We want to talk about
This
these
romance is like intense.
Don't get too romantic because Todd's going to get jealous. Let me show what these say here. If I can get in front of this. All access experience.
Oh, I like that.
You want to tell them what that means exactly?
folks have been asking when we're coming back as guides at Waverly, and we're not just yet. But if you want to come to Waverly Hills and have our tour and an overnight at Waverly, there will be some opportunities. Hello, Paul.
There'll be 4 opportunities.
Yes, there will be four opportunities to come and participate in a all access experience. And we rehearsed that. See how we said it in unison? It's like
It was perfect.
It was perfect. I mean, flawless. But anyway, we will be doing 4 of these events. The first of which will be June 7th. Don't have the details on that yet. Can't really put out the details, but save that date, June 7th. That'll be, I think that's a Tuesday night or a Wednesday.
I think it's a Tuesday.
I don't know, it's a Tuesday or Wednesday night. So those are tough nights to
I'll look it up real quick.
to be available, but it's a overnight at Waverly Hills, and it is
It'll be the plan is, because once again it's a Wednesday.
it's a Wednesday.
Once again, kind of like with this workshop, we have it all kind of worked out, but until they put the flyer out, we can't give exact details. But the plan is it will start a little earlier than the average overnight. We will have a meet and greet and pizza, and then the Ernie and Denise tour, and then free roam of the building.
Yeah. And go off on your own, do your own thing,
or you can hang with us.
follow us around,
Kind of
whatever you
like
want
our
to do.
public overnights were.
Yeah, like we did our public overnights. We would let people know we plan on being at 5:02 at 2 a.m. or whatever, and you can join us there.
Yeah, Jan, if you come to one of our overnights, yes, it's all access. Basically, you get to hang with us and experience the building.
Yep. So that's coming up. We've you saw Brian Murray in here earlier. We're in the works with arranging something with him and Rochelle also.
July 25th.
Yeah, that's in the works. It's not not finalized yet.
The 4
Still got
dates.
some details to work out.
If anybody wants to put the dates down, and it's the same as we've been saying, these are the dates we've been given, but we haven't put out anything in concrete yet. We've got June 7th, June 28th, July 25th, and August 30th.
Yes. And we're looking at possibly. Yes, please listen to all of my jokes because they are great jokes. Steve,
Look,
you misspelled amazing wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's just totally wrong. It's not how you spell amazing.
Steve is a saint because he has a choice. He pays for this, okay? He has taken Ernie's tour so many times. He knows when there's one particular joke that Ernie says every time, and we can just look at Steve and Steve says it for him now.
Yeah. When we had our celebration.
He just pointed to Steve.
I just pointed to Steve, and Steve said.
Took it.
So a lot of
Todd says,
is Todd is saying everyone needs to come on August 30th.
Well, the plan is right now that the Todd and Leanne and Beth will be there August 30th with us.
You don't say.
That's the plan.
The Wicked
so
Wolf
far.
Pack, as you see up there. Yeah, I pointed to the right. No,
Yeah, you just got the thing over top of it.
Right there. Yeah, right there. It says it right there. Anyway, that will be the Wicked Wolf Pack
So
tonight.
many steps.
Exactly.
Yes, Jenny.
Those are the dates. And June 28th, we're working on some special guests for that too. Can't announce that, but some folks that you've heard of, maybe seen on TV a time or two as well.
The 25th is supposed to be Brian and Rochelle. We're still working with.
Still trying to get all that ironed out. Got to go through some hoops on that one still, but we're just about ready to make the final announcement on that one. So these are going to be a good time, folks.
But the only way you can really enjoy the other ones is by going to the one on June 3rd.
Exactly.
That's the only way that you could fully appreciate the other ones afterwards.
Right.
Exactly. This
Right.
paranormal workshop on June 3rd with Greg and Shar will teach you how to enjoy yourself. Hello, Chuck.
Chuck.
At the other events.
Yeah.
Because Greg and Shar know
You
how
need
to
to
do
come to
that.
all of them, people.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody really get too much of Waverly Hills?
Or me.
Don't ask me that question. We're coming up on 4 years since I met you.
Yeah.
4.
Great moment in your life. Milestone for you. But anyway,
I'm laughing because I'm so happy for both of you. That's why I'm laughing.
I could see it.
I'm laughing out of pure exhilarated joy.
And Shar is too.
Yes, very much so. I mean, she's just, I'm sure, just jumping out of her skin in excitement for the 4 years that you've been together. So,
I have to be careful turning my head. Is it this way that has, or is it this way? I got hair dye all down my neck because I visited Ernesto's hair salon last night. The color looks great.
Well,
The ears and the
your neck got in the way. That's all I can say. But anyway, gosh,
Everybody's trying to figure out why I let you do my hair.
because it looks amazing.
You would tell them what this little thing is when you go from the blonde to the black, and it's kind of got that grayish purple look to it.
Talent.
Ombre. He ombre'd my hair.
Is that what that's called? I thought that was like a friendly fella from south of the border.
I don't know anything about hair, clearly, but
either.
I mean, I'm learning a lot tonight.
Yeah, this is what we do. We teach people, and that's what this workshop's going to be about on June 3rd.
Education.
Well, I mean, do we want to make it about hair on June 3rd? I mean, it's just.
No, Greg, that's a sensitive subject for him.
We can make it about hats. We'll be selling hats and the Packman Paranormal shirts. And I'm sure
Greg,
you guys might have some merch or something.
The
Who
8
knows?
hair. We don't want to talk about Ernie's hair.
I just got a t-shirt design after, I've had it for about 6 years, and I decided after immense marketing testing, I'm going to actually make them now. So
Awesome.
Are they going to have Ernie's face on them?
I mean, yes. That's one way for me to lose weight. Yeah.
There are no rails for this show.
There are no rails. I used to work for the railroad.
There's no rails ever on this show.
Yep. I got fired from the railroad. But anyway, that's a different story. I laugh, but those shirts would sell out fast.
Brad
With my face on them, Brad, yes, they would. Greg saw
there was an auction on the
people
one
clamoring to buy raffle tickets for the shirt with my face on it in Salina, Kansas.
Look, he's trying to remember. Yes.
How would one go about getting one of those 502 hats? Well, the Tide. Message me after the show and we'll work out payment arrangements.
That looks like you're setting up some sort of romantic moment. That was not a good. Did y'all catch that as well?
Yeah, I mean, that
was a little over the top there.
Buy one hat, get a free you fill in the blank.
Fill something.
Yeah, something's being filled.
Hey. Gosh.
Anybody
these are
coming-
trucker hats, Brad. We're gonna try to get some
Anybody coming to any of our events, these shirts and hats can be available at our all Paccess events.
Yeah, we'll have those.
Look, Jan said y'all could do a hair color booth at events.
I could make money. You guys go ghost hunt.
I've
I'm
got
doing
really
hair.
bad hair right now because
Yeah.
I've had this hat on all day, but he's actually did
The color is
Wow.
actually good.
actually
It
did the
actually
black
came out the
into
way
the
she asked.
blonde and
Blue in between.
yeah. So
It looks good.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
very
got
nice.
makeup on today, so I can't do makeup and hair both at the same time because it's just too much.
Well, are you guys going to have the shirts available on June 3rd?
Yes.
We could, yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Okay,
We
then
can do that.
everybody needs to come June 3rd to get them because they're going to sell
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We want to
This-
see everybody there June 3rd.
I really think, folks, for those of you who know us over in the chat over here, and a lot of you do, a lot of you are para family that we hang out with and talk to all the time. Some others maybe don't know us so much. When we're together, whether it's on a podcast or in person with one another, this is what you get. We have fun. We cut up with one another. And when we've got guests at an event, we want them to have a good time and cut up as well. It's going to be a good time. We can't guarantee ghosts ever, anywhere. We can't
Right.
guarantee the paranormal side of things anytime at any place. But we can guarantee that we're going to do our best to make sure you have a good time. And
And you get to have Greg Bakun and Ernie Pack in the same room.
Right?
how many times?
Only Waverly Hills is big enough for that, right?
Exactly.
I already told you there needs to be a Bakun wing that's built for me by June 3rd there. So
we could do
Well,
that.
with
maybe.
the money that we raise through the millions upon millions of tickets that we'll sell for this event, I'm sure we can put the Greg Bakun Infirmary and just build a whole new building.
that's all I want. That's all I want. Nothing more. That's easy, right?
Yes. Yeah. Simple. Shouldn't be any problem at all.
Mm-mm.
Because I'm sure these tickets are just going to fly off the shelves. Once
You're gonna put them on the
There's a
shelves
limited
first.
number of
You're gonna put them on shelves first, the tickets, and
Let them
that's,
collect some
that's, a,
dust.
that's a cool marketing strategy. I've only heard of it. I've
Yeah.
not seen it. So
Yeah, that's how we do it around here. We've got shelves specially designed.
ticket shelves.
Yeah, ticket shelves is what we call
Go
them.
to ticket
Yeah.
shelves and yeah.
Go to the ticket shelf and
they
Thank you,
fly out.
Jan. Jan says there'll always be a good time with me and Ernie. She left
See there?
y'all out.
yeah. Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, what are you guys? I don't know why we invited them even,
Chuck says we need a dedication ceremony event for Greg.
Yeah, no, I mean Chuck is 100% right as usual, and yeah, let's do it. Let's for my wing of Waverly Hills.
Yes. I think it's
Not my chicken wings, but my Waverly Hill wing.
We'll have those as well.
We're going to have Gorilla Bob Raymer is going to be doing our catering, our
He's going to
lunch.
cater lunch for us.
And he was a big part of our Save Waverly Hills movement. He donated countless hours and he cooked at every
He
event
sold
and he gave all his profits. He bought the food himself and gave all of the profits to the Save
Wow.
Waverly Hills.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
and he's going to be catering lunch for us. We ran into him yesterday while Denise was forcing me to buy an antique hutch, and we ran into Bob at the store there. And
That was one of
He-
many purchases yesterday.
yeah, he didn't blink when we asked him to do it, and gave us a good price for it. So there's going to be some good food.
I nearly ran into somebody yesterday with my car at the employee parking lot, but that's a little bit different, I suppose.
Was that your producer?
that was
So
was
great.
they have this thing where you need to drive slow down this road to get to where the work is, and I don't always follow that, and I think it's more a suggestion than a law. And it ends up being that there's people walking to try to get into the building, I guess, from their cars, and I nearly ran like 3 of them over. And it mirrors the first time I worked at this place, because I worked there about 15 years ago, and at the corporate campus, I drove in, and they had these like these areas where people would smoke because they wouldn't allow them to smoke outside or smoke in a building, obviously. And I was looking at something else when I was driving, and next thing I know, there was somebody who rolled up on the hood of my car, and we looked at each other, and I stopped, and he rolled off. And I mean, I was much younger back then, and I pulled down the window, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yes." And so I drove on because he said he was okay. So
Is that
and then you
why-
read the next day that he didn't make it, or
it's so big, you don't know who comes and goes every day. Like, you know,
Is there a reason
just
that there
show
was a
up.
15-year hiatus between that employment and this?
Well, you know, I mean, it's just it's you know, there's so many people there doing so many things that 130, 200 not there. You don't really know. I mean, it doesn't really affect the way that the place operates. So, but it was kind of an, you know, like a very eerie sort of like once again, you know, I mean, and they said to me, they said, you know, we appreciate your thirst for blood. They said, and this is true. And I said, but you know, if you could please drive a little bit slower so that some of us could make it into work, we'd appreciate it. So
I'm rethinking this whole chauffeur thing.
yeah,
hey, it's better to be on the inside of the car than the outside. I'm just saying.
he's got a point.
I have
Well,
a very good
it
point.
sounds like it. Obviously, I mean,
The car had a
bring
point.
some extra pillows and buffer myself.
See,
Crash helmet.
see, you think I'm a bad driver. I'm a fast driver.
Me and Greg have ran down pedestrians in our day. Okay, I've done that. We
You
should.
let- Why
That's
don't
a
you?
bonding moment
Why
for us
don't
right
you
there.
tell them about the time you hit the infant?
This was actually an episode of a show that I once did on
Called You
here
Can't
called
Make-
"You Can't Make This Shit Up."
No, okay.
I used to work for a courier service here in town. I was a dispatcher, but there were times when they would need an extra truck on the road, and I would be more than eager to get out of the dispatch seat for a while and get out and move around. And I would jump in a truck and take off and do some deliveries myself. Well, I was making a delivery into downtown Louisville and going down a one-way street that in Louisville, a lot of the one-way streets, if you know them, they're timed at 35 miles an hour, where if you catch one green light, you catch them all. So I'm going 35 miles an hour down the street, just looking straight ahead, not thinking anything about anything. There's a bus pulled over to the side of the road as I'm approaching this intersection. I get right to the intersection, and 2 girls run out from in front of the bus.
Not a school bus.
No, it was a city bus. One of them jumps this way, the other one jumps sort of that way. And then she kind of froze. And boom. Next thing I know, she goes flying through the air, tumbling through the grass, rolling through the leaves. Her shoes are flying through the air over here. You know, I lock up the brakes and I'm like freaking out, watching her rolling through the grass. And when I first saw her, when she first looked at the truck, she had her hair pulled back in this real tight bun. And, you know, she had on, her pants were long pants and she had tennis shoes on. Well, by the time she got done rolling, her pants were pushed up like knickers. Okay. Her tube socks were hanging about that far off the end of her feet. And her shoes were a half a block down the road. And her hair was like this with leaves all in it.
And Denise is just laughing.
And she pops up, you know, I'd stop and I roll the window down. I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she pops up and looks at me. She's like, "I'm all right. Where's my shoe?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Just relax, calm." And she gets up and starts kind of staggering around with her socks flopping, off her feet. And, I'm like, calm down, just relax. Well, the bus empties. And
You
I'm
weren't in
the
a good.
only Caucasian in the whole 6 city block area there. Okay. And then a city police car pulls up, turned on his lights and siren. He happened to have been sitting right at the red light and saw what happened when it happened, and he's right there on scene. People start running up to me like, you ran at red light and hit these children. And I'm like, I hit two, my first thought, I only thought I hit one. And no, it was just one. But anyway, I started arguing because, my adrenaline was pumping anyway. And I'm like, I didn't run no red light. If I ran a red light, come on, it's a one-way street. There's, there was no I didn't run no red light.
They said
and then the one guy said, you was going about 60 miles an hour. The cop gets out and the guy's like, he was going about 60 miles an hour, officer. And I'm like, if I was going 60 miles an hour, she'd be looking for her feet, not her shoes. And so this big argument takes place. The cop finally looks at me. He happened to be Caucasian as well. And he's like, shut up and get in my car. I'm like, okay. So I get in his car. And, then other cops arrive, ambulance arrives. The girl's okay. She's got some scratches on her ankles and her elbow and a bruise on her hip. But the situation is resolved and it's calm and everything's okay. Well, he comes back and sits in the car and he says, I need you to calm down and breathe. He said, I saw everything that happened. You're fine. But we're the only 2 white guys within about 6 blocks right now. And I don't need these problems. This is not a great neighborhood for you. And I'm like, I get it. So I just was quiet, went about my business, and everything was fine. But that was my experience. It was not
until the paper comes, and then it's
then I get a letter from her attorney
Mhm.
or her parents' attorney that says on such and such date, I was working for such and such company when I ran over this person's name or struck with a company vehicle, this person's name, infant daughter of, they called her an infant, okay? She was like 15 years old. But in legal terms, you're an infant. You can be considered an infant until you're an adult, is what I found out. But I'm like, infant, there's another reason where I blew up and was like, infant, the hell they talking about infant? She wasn't no infant, But anyway, that was my story, Greg.
Well, it also reminds me when I was out in Hollywood and I was over at Mann's Chinese Theater, and they have all these people dressed up as like Frankenstein and whatever to get money and whatnot, and this Frankenstein comes out and he scares a bunch of Japanese tourists, and they go running into the street, and like a couple of them were nearly hit by cars, and I'm like, holy cow. But that's not the funny part. The funny part was that that we're there, and these people are dressed up like as Spider-Man, right? But it's like a brown Spider-Man. It's not even a really good Spider-Man costume.
Right.
And my friends that are with me, they're like, Craig, go get your picture taken with Spider-Man. I'm like, I don't, first, I don't want my picture taken ever. And secondly, not with, brown Spider-Man. And Spider-Man can hear it. And he's just like, nah, come on over. It's fine. Come on over. It's free. And they're like pushing me over.
What was that? Did you?
That's cat fur. That's cat fur. It's cat fur.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I just
There's
saw
a cat.
there, and I was like, what the heck was that?
A fat cat walking around, and he won't let me pick him up today. So there's he's like, no, come on over, it's free, and so they push me over, and I'm just like, and so it's like a picture of brown Spider-Man and me, and then so I'm trying to walk away, and he's like, you don't have to do this, but sometimes people likes to give us tips for these things. I'm like, I'm like, oh, that's cool, thanks, and I just keep walking. He's like, no. I mean, you don't have to, but they generally do give us a little something for doing these pictures. The picture I didn't want. I'm like, well, thank you for the information. And I walk away. All of a sudden I hear, I just hear Brown Spider-Man go, "What an effing jerk," and starts walking away. So Peter Parker wasn't very happy that day.
I'm gonna
So
have to send them a picture of you taking a picture you didn't really want to take.
That's okay. We don't need that. But anyway.
Well, we need to definitely promote June 3rd because we've kind of got off on the rails. But
Well,
everybody needs to come because these stories will be there June 3rd with the workshop.
well, hopefully it doesn't scare him away.
That's
And the
not
good
what
news
we
is
had.
that there's no cars allowed in Waverly, so Greg and Ernie won't be
Exactly.
driving anywhere.
Yeah, you'll
near
be safe once you're in the building.
Right.
When you get to Waverly,
Once you're in.
proceed quickly inside and safely, and then you'll be fine.
And
Hopefully
if
Greg
you
will
want to
already
tip
be
Greg to
there
get your
when you-
picture with him, you can, but we won't beat you up for it.
Right.
Yeah, there
And-
won't be any.
But he does usually. People do usually tip him when they take a picture with him.
Just
And,
don't.
and when
dress
I
as
say
Brown
tip, I mean
Spider-Man.
money, not push over.
Yeah, yeah. And don't dress as Brown Spider-Man.
Right. Right. I got to get a brown Spider-Man now.
If that's what you want to spend your money on, I mean,
Denise spends money on stupid things. You've seen the guinea pig clothes. I mean, come on.
I just see how she's looking at you right now. It's really all I'm saying.
She's scrolling.
I'm trying to find this picture to send to Greg.
No,
and
Greg
Shar.
don't need that picture.
Oh yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, they do.
I'm starting
But
to
anyway.
do.
There's a lot of pictures that they don't need to see.
Oh, there's a lot of pictures I could provide too.
Uh, Brad will 3D print me a brown Spider-Man. I don't seriously need it, Brad. I'm good.
But it means muscles, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta get them some way. Yeah.
So I just sent it to our group chat. there.
Shar, I know we talked a little bit about what you might be planning for the event. Have you narrowed down what you might be doing, or?
You can
Well,
see
I
his
know me
face,
and Greg are
Greg.
going to probably
His face.
plan on doing something together for sure. You know, paranormal presenting wise. I'll have some products there that are going to be super, super cool, along with my ghosty necklaces as well again. So, you know, everybody can find something fun and exciting. We're still kind of figuring out exactly what we want to do. I mean, I may be open for readings if people want to get readings too. So I know they're going to want to go and I mean, if somebody's going to stay back and get a reading from me rather than get a tour at Waverly, I don't know what to say to that. But
Well, what I say to that though is that you do amazing readings, therefore that it's worth their time to stay back for a little bit and get a really good reading.
that I would be honored to, but you know, I want people to enjoy their Waverly as well. So, but yeah, so I'm open to anything, but I think me and Greg are really trying to come up with something where it kind of blends the two of us together on what we do and how we do that together. So, we're kind of figuring that out. And since we don't have all the details, we don't either.
I understand.
Yeah.
But we'll have time. I would think we're gonna have probably about
Well, even when
5
people,
hours of workshop time.
yeah,
before the
so
tour
even
starts.
with people like eating
There's
lunch and stuff, Linus didn't make an appearance.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to come with as well.
He's
Oh,
coming
no.
with you.
Yeah, he'll come down. He's
Aw.
going to drive. He's actually going to drive.
Is he going to drive? He might be
I feel so
safer.
much safer now.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I think even if people wanted like a reading while they're doing lunch or something, it doesn't have to be like silence while people are eating or whatever. You know, we figure it out as we go.
Absolutely. And
We always wing it. That's how we survive.
I don't have them here with me. I have them at my shop, but I have a special deck that I'll bring. They're like a paranormal spooky deck.
cool.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am
And I
too.
mean, for those of you who, I see most of the folks over here know. There's Brian Rollins, by the way.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey,
Most
Brian.
folks over here know about Greg and Shar. For those of you who haven't followed Greg, which I can't imagine that because he's amazing.
Said with such conviction.
I mean, he's incredible.
And the best actor award goes to.
Thank you. No, Greg.
Look, I had to show
Greg
my baby
does.
too.
Yes, there he is. He got.
Oh,
fat shaved when he had his nails done the other day. But anyway,
I think we'll shave Linus for Halloween. He could go as your guinea pig.
there you go. He could dress up as Shaggy.
Yeah,
he's got the right coloring. Yeah.
That comment up there at Jan's.
Oh yeah. And
yeah,
Jan,
I do. www.charvinity.com.
Yep. CHARVINITY.
You got it.
Charvinity.com. I believe it's in the description of the show. Well, it's not, but it'll be on our flyer. When you see the flyer come out for this event, it'll be on there.
Right. And hopefully all of that will be out this weekend. We just basically are down to the point of tickets, making sure we know how we're selling the tickets, and then we can put the
right Eventbrite link and all of those good things.
Lisa put it in there for me. Thank you, Lisa. Kim says she's going to sing her Funyun song while she's there.
Awesome. I don't know the Funyun song.
Well, can we share the Funyun story?
The Funyun story is epic.
May
so,
I?
Huh?
Well, at least let me do the sound effect when it comes time.
You can do the sound effects.
Okay.
So we went on a road trip, me, Greg, and Kim, and Kim did most of the driving. So of course, when we stopped, she would want a snack, obviously. Mm-hmm. We went to Villisca, and our first stop was over at the cemetery to pay our respects to the family and whatever. And we get out, and we wanted to record a video for our students because we talk about it so much. We wanted them to see what we were talking about. And so we're doing this. And I'm walking around doing this recording, and you know, Kim's eating a bag of Funyuns. And as I'm standing there, you know, explaining the headstones, and I'm like, you know, we really hope that you've found peace and you've moved on to somewhere you can be at peace.
That sounds like one of our road trips.
You know, we go over to the Stillinger family, and I'm like, I'm really sorry for all the pain you guys went through. I hope you found some peace. And then we're like, we're going to record a video at Villisca, and we're, you know, just to show the house to our students. And we get ready, and we're all solemn, and all of a sudden we hear, and we look over, and there's Kim on the swing of the barn. Hey! And she's like, it wasn't that loud, you guys. And we played it back for her, and I think she like, we were laughing for over a half an hour. We could not catch our breaths. She didn't think she was making that much noise.
That's awesome.
She heard it, and she's like, "Oh."
That's a place. Villisca is a place we need to get to, because Char, you've shared some of your experiences and some of your evidence from there, and a good friend of ours, Brandon Alvis, shared some evidence that he caught from there, which was almost identical to the screams you got on EVP. And that place is just, it's been calling to me since I first heard about it. And
the mother has come to me a few times, so I feel like I need to go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I've been there 12 times now?
Yeah.
I think, trying to figure out why they keep calling me back. I don't know that I'll go back again. I don't, at this point, I don't feel the need to.
Well, at least you didn't have a tornado hit you this last time.
No, no severe. Well, I get a storm every single time. This is the first time it was sunny. We did not get a storm.
I bring peace. I bring calm and understanding wherever I go.
Yeah, unless you're
that was
a pedestrian in the employee parking.
That wasn't the funny part. Well, I mean, don't walk there. I mean, just don't walk on the roads, I guess. I don't know. I almost hit a biker too once, but that's when I was first learning to drive.
You got me beat. I mean, I've struck one infant, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's all. You know,
That's it.
just an infant.
But
Wow.
we've been on for almost an hour now,
We have been.
and Greg's done most of the talking.
Well, someone has to keep this interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. But folks, I mean, we really do think this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you know, since we first set it up, Greg and Shar are going to be coming to town. We're going to be coming to town that weekend anyway, and then we found out that was one of the weekends that we got, and it was like perfect fit. Boom, there's our first event.
Was it meant to be?
And they're going to be going on down to another place that we love. And I saw Bear and Melvin mentioned
Bear
up
and Melvin
here.
comment over there. They's the best
Octagon
here.
Hall down in Franklin, Kentucky is an amazing location. If you haven't been there before, you guys are going to love it.
Bear, Melvin, Billy, they're all amazing.
They're first class folks.
They're
Some
family.
of our extended
They're part of our
family as
family.
well. And that's a great location. There's a lot of great locations around this part of the country.
The Old Stone Jail is down there. I don't know if you all have time to investigate it or if that's on your list, but you just get to
It's
stop
just like
by.
5 miles down the road.
If you just
7
get to
miles.
stop by and visit, Billy Wilkerson, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot run that. They're family as well. And it's right down the road from Octagon Hall.
Very
So
cool.
There's a lot for you guys to see while you're in town. And for anybody that's coming to these events that we're talking about, the June 3rd event in particular, there's a lot around. If you think, well, golly, I'd come to Waverly and then got to be out there at 5:30. Well, heck, at 5:30, go check out some of the other locations we got around here because there's a lot to do. It's going to be a good time. And like I say, if nothing else, we're going to make sure that you guys feel like you got your money.
Well, if they're going to be at Waverly anyway, and we're done at 5:30, they could always check in and see if there's any of the
See if
public
there's any
tickets
openings for the
public
public
overnights.
2-hour tours or overnights.
Right.
Yeah.
Bear's
We're going to
7
be.
Yeah.
Bear's not 7 feet tall.
Joanne, he's not that big in person, but he is. He's a big man, but he's not 7 feet. I can tell you that.
He's a big guy. Squatch Man. He's like
Squatch
9
Man's
foot
like,
2.
yeah, Squatch Man's big. he's about this big
He's
around, but
6'6".
he's
That's where we're going to be that Saturday.
yeah.
night.
We're gonna be squatching.
We're going to go get the Red Yeti after we're done with our event, and then go in the woods and see if we can have some experiences with the forest people.
We do this on UFO Mountain as well, so you all might get more experiences than just the Squatch.
Greg has bad experiences with UFOs.
There's also fairies out there. We see fairies a lot out there.
Yeah, Greg
Very cool.
saw his first fairy there, and he was like, "What the F is that?" It was great. But anyway, June 3rd, like I say, stay tuned to all of our pages. We'll, as soon as we have the flyers ready to go, we'll be sharing all the details on how you can get tickets for these things.
We'll make an announcement when we know the tickets are going to go on sale. For those people that follow us closely or see our post every day, we'll make an announcement to let you know when they're going to go on sale, since there are a limited number, so that you can kind of be waiting. Because it's going to be like a Garth concert. Everybody's going to be at the queue waiting for the sales to open.
Oh, absolutely. Go to your local ticket shelf and get the ticket.
Exactly.
Oh.
We've got them here in Kentucky. I don't know if you guys don't.
It'll be in the cafeteria, Brad.
The presentations and everything will be in the cafeteria,
Which is where all of the tours originate and start. So it'll be where you enter the building, basically.
Greg's gonna be doing a PowerPoint presentation because he's real technically savvy.
Absolutely.
Me, I don't know. I mean, PowerPoint. I can point. That's point hard.
Point with power.
Yeah. That's how I do a PowerPoint. It's like that.
PowerPoint activate.
Yeah.
Shape of an eagle.
Yeah, look at that one. That was really powerful.
3D.
But anyway, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have food. We're going to have fun. We're going to have ghost stories and all kinds of good stuff to talk about. Get a reading from Shar, whatever it might be. get your merch, come hang out, and join us.
And
You
that's
It's
got
going to be a really good time. And we have such a great time together. And I think the energy of just the four of us being together is just going to make such great energy that day inside the building. So,
well,
and they're going to be so excited to have you guys back doing stuff.
Well, and I think that's the thing too that's really fun, and what we were talking about earlier is that just not taking it too seriously either. I mean, you got to take it serious enough, but
Right.
you know, and that's the thing that is always interesting when people, like, especially doing like investigations and stuff, and they're very like stern about it and they don't have fun with it. And it's like, you got to have fun with it.
Yeah.
We've had some of our best experiences when I'll tell you a funny story real quick. When we would lock up at night, we had this thing where we go through and tell everybody good night, but I would, because you catch them in the halls there all the time, the spirits, and I would come running down the stairs real quick and jump out in the middle of the hall, hoping I could catch somebody not paying attention. Well, Ernie comes running down the steps and jumps out on the 4th floor, and the building's bat wing shape. He sees a shadow person going around the corner. He says, "Oh my God, you missed it. There was one going around the corner right there." So I come running out in the hall and I'm like, no, come back. I didn't get to see you. He turns around, he comes back, sticks his head around the corner and goes,
Oh,
and
wow.
then turns around and goes,
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
so,
That is awesome.
and we were both like, did that just happen?
Yeah. There was another time, one of the spirits that we always say goodnight to is William. And we were passing the 3rd floor. We didn't have to go down the 3rd floor for any reason. So we were just going past the 3rd floor. I stepped out in the hallway and I said, "Good night, guys. Good night, William. Good night, Sadie." Turned around to walk up the steps. We got about 3 steps from the door and we both heard, "Good night, y'all." And we were like, "Oh," and we ran back out there. "Good night." Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again.
That's awesome.
There was nothing else, but we both heard it. It was awesome.
Brad, Big Black can be anywhere in the building at any time. We've seen him
4th
everywhere.
floor is mainly where you'll encounter that.
I've seen
And
him
that's-
coming down the 2nd floor though.
Well, you saw him in our bathroom.
Well,
over
yeah,
here,
he
but
was here actually in our house.
That's a whole other podcast. But anyway, I mean, there's so much to experience just with the building itself, and then you throw in these 2 great people and Denise, and you've got good stuff. But then you put me in there. Come on, folks, this is going to be amazing.
Instead of a creeper, he's a peeper.
Yeah.
He kind of was, Brad. He kind of was.
But it's always great talking to you guys, and I can't wait to see you on June 3rd. It's going to be fun, and we're going to try to make sure that anybody shows up for that event feels like they got their money's worth and had a good time. That's the bottom line.
It's gonna be
Absolutely.
great. Can I plug something real fast?
Absolutely. Anything
Go
either
ahead.
one of you want to plug?
In about 25 minutes, I'll be doing a spirit box session if anyone wants to watch.
I don't want to watch. We're going to bed, right? You got to get up
Watch,
here.
I do have to
your,
get up
watching
early.
your bed. Watching your bed.
I might pop in for a minute, but I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I head back to Indianapolis in the morning.
It's enlightening. It'll make you sleep better. Trust me, my shows make people sleep better.
It will put you to sleep. It's
Yeah.
boring. Trust me, I watched it one time.
And you were asleep for days, weren't you? Like,
Yeah,
it's Friday. What the hell?
exactly. No, his shows are a good time, folks. And who knows, Sarah might come through again. She comes
She
through. all
might.
the time.
She might.
Yeah.
But Shar, she's follow her pages. She does a lot of what she did live readings earlier tonight. We were watching.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yours was spot on for us, Char. We didn't really get to tell you what we got going on, and we don't want to announce that yet. But outside of Waverly, we've got something big that we're dealing with today. Hey,
Yeah.
Courtney,
Really big. Hello, Courtney.
you come in right at the tail end. We get
Yeah, we're getting ready to go off here now. So you missed it. It was a great show. But anyway, folks, you guys take care. Thank everybody that chimed in the chat. Share this out. Tell everybody about June 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy says he'll be bowling in Reno that day. Well, Jeremy,
Well.
there'll be other dates available, but you suck that you won't be there June
He's gonna
3rd.
be bowling in Reno.
Bowling.
Oh, the
That
accent.
Appalachian
The
slang,
accent.
Greg.
Sorry, man, that's so
Appalachian slang.
sad. Why do you have to go to Reno to ball? Just do it at your home in Fort Wayne. Why
Yeah.
travel so far?
Why can't you just ball at home?
Yeah, just ball at home, you sad.
Oh
sack.
yeah, we're March 26th. We're on Jenny Davis's
Yes,
show,
we will be on
Unturned Pages.
Unturned Pages on the 26th.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a great time because Denise is going to carry the show.
Always have to.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We'll do this again sometime soon. Just keep following our page. We'll let you know when we're going to go live again. We're kind of sporadic about it, so who knows. But you all take care. Have a great night, and we'll be talking soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.